All right, good morning. Welcome to our historical weapons class for this Wednesday morning, looking out at all sorts of snow for the first time this year. We are working on a bunch of the foundations. We've looked at deflections, we've looked at thrusts and cuts, all those kind of great things that go along with working with a sword. And we've been working our way into the first parts of the sequence of the form. So we're making some good progress. Let's get going today. So we'll just take some time to loosen up, let the head rise and fall. And looking from side to side. And ear from shoulder to shoulder. And just a couple of half circles in the front. Good. Shoulders can go back. And shoulders can go forward. And arms can circle one way. And the other. We'll reach and droop to one side. And over to the other. Again to the first side. And the second. We're going to bring the arms up over the head. We're going to twist the trunk, let the arms settle. Twist and rise and settle. And then we'll reverse, head the other way. Good. And then arms can go nice and loose, wrap around the body. So much work with the weapons, work on the shoulders, so let's stretch those out, give a bit of a pull on one side. And over to the other. And then over the head on one side. And on the other. And then behind the back and pull. And same on the other side. Okay, shake it out. Let's do a quick hip warm-up. So hips around one way. And around the other. Good. A few circles with the wrists one way. And around the other. And a quick stretch. And on the other side. And into the palm and pull. And on the other side. And we can shake it out a little bit. Okay, well, let's pick up our weapons or weapon analogs. And let's get started with some of our basic cutting patterns, working on the strength, working on that nice continuity of power from center in and supported by the ground and moving out to the weapon. So moving from core to extremity is difficult enough without a weapon. When we throw a weapon in there, we tend to want to move the weapon first. But what we really want to focus on is still those closings and openings and rotations that allow us to move the weapon as part of the whole, but also at the end of that mechanical chain. So let's start with our downwards diagonals. So we're cutting down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. We're going to go to our non-dominant arm and downwards diagonals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Let's switch to our dominant arm and rising diagonals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change the non-dominant. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, let's go for our vertical downwards on the same side as the sword arm. So we're going down, around, and down again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll go to the non-dominant arm and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're going to go into downwards verticals, but we're going to cross in front of the body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change the non-dominant. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go back to verticals, but let's go to chopping. So we're going to go 1 and back. So on the same side as the sword. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to go back to in front of the body, but we're going to chop here as well. So we're going to go chop and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the non-dominant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go to our verticals, our horizontals. So we're coming across, we're talking about letting the sword wrap up and kind of press in against the forearm and hand, and we're pushing away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to our non-dominant arm, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, let's work on our back drapes. So we're going to go across the back one way, and let's go for a chop. Boom. So we're going to go across the back, chop down. Across the back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's try it on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So deflecting and chopping. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, we're going to do some wrist strengthening today. So we're going to let the sword roll around. So we're going to do our rising uppercuts, but we're going to do them from the wrist. So we're going to roll. So those rising diagonals, so rolling the wrist. So instead of nice big arcs, this is a little bit more about the deflections. Deflect, deflect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go to the other hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Let's practice our deflect and thrust technique that we see near the beginning. And we're also going to get a version of this later where we're going to, instead of having the hand parallel, we're going to have the hand up. But let's work this here. So this is where we had that deflection out to the side. Then we're brushing. We're trying to pull back the blade. So we got a nice range of thrust with the edge down to thrust with the edge sideways. So we go deflect and thrust. First edge down, then edge sideways. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, we're going to work on another foundation here, and we're going to work on our rising cuts, and we're going to work on which leg is forward while we're doing these rising cuts. We're going to make a little bit of a pattern here. So we're going to start out by stepping in with our right leg and doing a rising diagonal. Then we're going to roll back. We're going to step out to start the strike, but we're going to step out with the lead leg to finish. So we're going to go step, sorry, not with the lead leg, with the non-sword side, so left leg. So we're going to start this here. We're going to go right leg steps, 1, draw back, step out right, step out left as you cut. Draw back. Step out right leg, 1. So our first one, we're cutting with the same side leg as the sword side. Then we roll back and we go step 1 and 2. We're coming from the opposite side and cutting across. Let's try that a few times together. So we're going to step in with our right leg. Boom. We're going to pull back. So we're kind of drawing across. Then we're going to turn this over so it flattens out. And we're kind of braced up against our own arm, ready for something to rush in and challenge us. But we're going to get this sense of pushing out. So the pommel's kind of striking a bit as we step with the lead with the right leg, and we follow through with the left. And we're going to let this hand come along for the ride. Boom, up with the other arm. Then we're going to release, and we're going to step through. One, left hand is behind. Now we bring left hand to right as we fold over the sword. We're going to step. One, we're kind of starting the hit, and two, we complete it, and the left hand's coming along for the ride. So it's kind of braced up on that arm. I'll do it once or twice more facing this direction. I'll do it the other way just because sometimes you catch more details on either one. So we're going to go brush and cut up from underneath. We're going to pull back, and now we're going to go 1, 2 steps to cut. So we draw back, we step in with the right, we draw back, and we step in right and left. I'll come back from the other direction. So I'm stepping in right, boom. I pull that across, I fold it over, I'm braced up against my, sometimes up in the elbow, up in the forearm area here, and then I'm going 1, I'm kind of pushing out, and 2, I'm stepping through. So I'm kind of cutting and drawing back slightly. So I want to get that, I don't want to leave the sword out there. I want to get that feeling of touch and pull. Touch and pull. A couple more times on this side. So we go 1, lead leg cuts. Sorry, I'm coming in the wrong direction. 1, upper rising cut. 2, pull back and step. 1, 2 to cut. Pull back, and we go step in with the lead leg. Pull back, step with the opposite leg, with the left leg. Boom. Last one. So we're going to go same side, arm and leg cut, draw in, and opposite leg steps out to cut. Draw in, same side leg cuts, hands open. Draw in, opposite leg, hands are touching, or wrist and hand are touching. Let's do that one more time. So, step through 1, roll back, step 1, 2. Roll back, step through 1, pull back, step through 1, 2. Last time, pull back. And right leg with the cut, pull back, and right step, left step. Excellent. Okay, so this is, of course, where we're heading next in the set. So we're having a look at where we're going to go with our next piece. So last week, we were looking at this pressing. It was a pressing matter where I'm pushing off to the side, and I'm going across my lead leg to deflect. And I'm pressing with the tips of the fingers a little, or the palm, depending how flexible your wrist and waist is. Then we're going to roll. We were talking about how we stepped back with the right, we lifted up the sword high, and we stepped in, and we're deflecting up high. And we're talking about how some of this is about how to kind of ride on the shaft of a spear as you're kind of pressing something away and sliding and creating those arcs. So let's try that movement a couple of times. So we had our thrust that we were working on, and we rolled back and we stepped in to deflect with that right leg forward. Then we're rolling back, the sword dips down to arc as we step back with the right leg. We lift up the left and lift up the sword, and then we step out with our left and press out the sword. So We've done our thrust. We go one, cuts through or deflects. This could be a deflect. And this is a pressured block. We roll back, down low, and then pick up, and then step out. Okay, from there, let's do that from here. Just got to get your angles for you. So what we're going to do here is we're going to lift up the right leg, and we're going to place the sword up over the head. We're going to step the right leg down, and we're going to pick up the left and chop. Now here comes what we were just working on. I'm going to come around with my left hand and under, and I go step through with the right leg, pull back. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this. I'm going to step out on a 45 with the right and then follow through with the left on a 45-degree angle. So I was heading to the corner of the room. I'm throwing a lot at you today. Don't worry, we're going to stay here for a while and keep working on this part, on these parts over the next few classes. So let's give that a bit of a try again from this angle. So I've got my brush thrust. I cut or deflect on the upper stroke. I step out on the 45. I block. I roll back on that 45 to lift. I step out on the 45 to press. Now I'm coming back to my straight line by picking up my right leg, sword over the head, travel to the left leg, chop. Then I'm turning this palm over and I'm coming from underneath and I'm stepping through with that lead leg. Then like we did just a moment ago, I'm going to pull back, covering with the sword. It's covering the arm with the sword, but this time I'm going to step. Right leg on a 45, pommels coming through. Left leg, I finish the cut up from underneath on a 45. So I'm cutting up from underneath. So it's a big reinforced wham, pushing right through and cutting and stepping into place. And you're using the other hand to help support that rising cut. Okay, one last time from this direction, then I'll flip it around in the other direction. So brush thrust, cut under. So here's my first 45. I step out on the 45 for my reinforced block. I roll back 1 and I lift up 2 before I step in and press. Now I'm going to bring the sword over the head as I bring up the right leg. I'm going to step out with the right, lift up the left, and I'm going to chop down. I then come underneath. Palm starts to roll up as we step, and we're back onto our straight line for cut number 1. Now we pull back, drop the edge towards the floor, and I step out on the 45. Right pommel, left blade, and cut. I'm going to change angles. We'll take it from another angle for you here. So I'll head the other direction. So I've got my brush and thrust. I go cut or deflect. Here I'm rolling that over and I'm getting my hand into place as I push on the 45. I roll back and down and then up into crane. And then I step on the 45, pressing out. Lifting up the right leg, sword goes over the head. Lifting up the left leg, chop. Palm up with the left hand, scoop around, and we've got a step. So we put the left leg down and we step in with our right. So we're getting a couple of really big cuts here. Stepping in 1, then pulling back, and now we go for our reinforced cut. We go 1 on the 45, right leg, left leg on the 45, and reinforced rising cut. Up from underneath. Let's do that 2 more times, and then we'll link it into the set. So we go brush, thrust, pull back, step 45, deflect, roll back, 1, 2, rising up, stepping out, pressing high, lift up the right, step, lift up the left, cut from underneath, and we step in like you're grabbing something here, you're pulling it open, cut. You're rolling back, maybe you're deflecting, and now pommel strike potential, and step on the 45 to cut. Last time from this direction. Brush, thrust, cut or deflect, step to that low block, roll back low, lift up high, step out, lift up the right, lift up the left leg, chop, underneath, step through, big cut, pull back, shove your way in, and cut with a reinforced arm. Okay, let's see if we can fit that in with our set now. So we've got our out to the sides, down in the front. Step out, pivot on the right foot, lift up the sword at the left hand, roll back, so we're cradling and stomping. Come forward and pung or present. Brush with the left hand, step back, circle that sword around to in front of the body again. We've got hand up, sword parallel to the floor. Here's where we're going to reach in with the right hand. We get that balance on the forearm. We lift up, and we're cutting as we step left, and we pick up the right leg to finish that cut. Now what we've been working on, deflect, brush and thrust, roll back, step reinforced deflection. 1, down low as we step back with the right, up high as we get into crane, and step out to press. Right leg comes up, left leg comes up as we chop. Tuck underneath, step through, cut 1, roll back, come in with the pommel, so we're rolling this around, we're nice and reinforced here, we're coming through with the pommel, we're catching that wrist, and we're stepping in to cut. That's where we'll leave it for today. Let's do a couple more of those. Let's sneak them in before we have to go. So 1, 2, step out, pivot the right, lift up the sword, circulate the sword around, and stomp. Step out to 7 star, roll back to empty stance, right hand up, sword across in the front. Gather, turn the waist, pick up that sword, brace, lift. As we step, we begin to cut through. 1. We deflect that. We thrust out. We cut or deflect, and we step over for our block. Roll back, push out, lift up high. Press forward high. Now lifting over the head, right leg up, left leg up. Palm circulates underneath. We step in for our first big rising cut. We come back, we tuck in, we kind of compress, we step right, but we finish off with a left step out, and we're bracing that arm. Let's sneak it in once more. 1, go just a little quicker. 2, pivot, lift, come under, stomp, press, brush the right leg, circulate the sword, present. Here comes our transfer. Lift up, step through, cut low, deflect and thrust, come under, step out, block, roll back, press up high and step out, lifting up the right, stepping, lifting up the left. Palm comes around and under as we step through with a lead leg rising cut. Come back, we step in with the lead leg and follow up with the reverse leg rising cut or the opposite leg rising cut. Okay, I'm gonna have to leave it there for today. Thanks for training hard. If you got any questions, let's stick around, let's take those. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Thanks for training today. If you have any questions and you're catching it from the archive, please give me an email. Let me know, and I will bring some of those questions into the next lesson for you. Thanks for training today.